Are we live? Let's see, let's see. I won't lie to you. It's been a pretty long day. I've had several calls today. I went on a hike in this gorgeous place by the water, and I've been reviewing all my notes to just give you the biggest downloads, the biggest shifts about sales. Because if we can shift your mindset about sales, the number of people you're going to be able to serve, the number of people you're going to be able to transform over your lifetime, over the lifetime of your business is exponential. So I'm just actually testing this to see if it works, but I'm here, so I'm going to jam. This is what I do. When we think of investments we make as far as our time, the time we take to show up, do we want to watch Netflix or do we want to show up for these kinds of trainings, right? The investments we make, even with our credit card or time or money or effort, if you think of your lifetime, whether you're in your 30s or you're in your 60s, 1 second, hang on. All right, we're good. I'm going to go into the office, so we're going to be totally good when we do this. So we think about like the time we are at and the knowledge we acquire, the activations we get, the downloads we receive, the just all that we get to have, all that we get to receive, it all adds up and it creates this snowball of massive, massive, just compound effect, right? This is how Warren Buffett became a billionaire, and he has stayed a billionaire because he started with small investments that just grew over time, grew over time, grew over time. And so the place that we want to be aware of as women, because we're super sensitive, we tend to feel a lot, is where are we telling ourselves a story that we don't have enough time? Where are we telling ourselves a story that we'll never get there? Where are we telling ourselves a story that it's too late? Where are we telling ourselves a story that she gets to have it, but I don't? When we live in that paradigm of I'm a victim to circumstances, I'm a victim to my age, I'm a victim to the fact that I don't know enough, I'm a victim to the fact that I don't know how much to charge, I'm a victim to the fact that who's ever gonna wanna work with me? When we're in that victim energy of I'm not good enough to receive, I'm unworthy, and we listen to that and we believe them, we end up making them truth. And when the mind believes the belief is the truth, it does what it knows how to do best. It makes every truth more and more right. This is why we fight with our spouse or our kids. And we're like, why are we fighting with them? We love them. Why the fuck are we fighting with the people we love? It's because inside our mind lives whatever you want to call it, but it is seeking to be right about what it knows. It has to be right. Otherwise, it cannot survive, right? And mental programs are not set up to be deconstructed. They think we need them. They think we can't survive without them. So they are set up to stay. And in order for them to stay, they have to find more and more proofs that they are right. 1 second, I'm gonna drink some water. Okay, I was checking that I was live in the group. Someone is, oh, Alexandra's watching. Hey, girl. I think Alexandra's watching. So I'm actually just testing my internet and my Zoom so that I want to make sure it works. But this is a good intro video. I'm realizing there's not enough light. Let me go get some light. Yeah, it's probably better. So when we self-victimize, right? And we've all done it. We're in our head and we're like, who's ever going to buy from me? I don't have enough people calling me up. I don't have anyone signing up for my freebies. I don't, right? And we go down that snowball, and then that snowball grows. And I'm realizing my eyebrows are not done. This looks really weird. Can you tell? I will do it for the next live. So we tend to go down the snowball of like, let's make the belief that I'm not good enough. Let's find proofs that it is right. Let's find people to play the parts that we need them to play in order to feel like we are right about the fact that we are not enough. And so because we're incredible good manifestors, we will find people and places and situations to make all of these beliefs true. So how does that work, right? So while you're working on your business, your visibility, these parts inside ourselves are very, very busy, and they have 98% more power than your conscious mind, or a good 80% more power than the conscious mind. They're like actively looking for people and situations and proof, solid proof you can see that you're not worthy, that you're guilty, that nobody will ever want to buy from you. And what's the point? Yeah. And this is why I feel really, really passionate, and I'm going to show up every day this week, and I'm going to show up for the course that's going to be all about this for 2 weeks in July, for women to stop listening to what we can call the drama witch. It's a little drama witch that has all kinds of parts. So it's got to have the victim part. So some days it sounds like a victim. I don't know enough. No one wants to buy from me. Or I'm never ready. I always have to do more. Another part it can play is the doubter or the skeptic. It will come in. So this drama witch has many, many ways of creating reasons. Like it takes a belief, it just picks a little belief, and it goes out and just find, like it's like a magnet. It just finds proofs that these beliefs are true. Does that resonate? And this is where we can do the work. Pillar number one, and a lot of the girls in my groups are doing it and have done it, and women in the past who have done it have had incredible selves. So I'm not just saying this from a place of let's clear on our feelings forever because it feels good. I am saying that from the fact that women released on the money on the Thursday, and on a Saturday, the 5-figure were in their bank account. Like they released on $10,000 on a Thursday with me in a group, and on Saturday, the money was in their checking account. I am not kidding. I was releasing on $100,000 at an insurance from my long lost grandmother that was only supposed to be 30K, turned into 90K and some. So when I say that we need to do pillar number one, which is worthiness and emotional intelligence, I'm not just saying that because it feels good. I'm saying that because I have seen women who used to feel like they had to rely on their side gig, right, to make money, commit to their business, release with me, and end up going from having 0 employees, very little money coming in, 40K, to 6 figures. And just the snowball is only getting bigger. I still talk to these women, and they're doing great. One of them just bought a house. Like she's doing fantastic, right? She paid off debt in record time. So do they have to do more clearing? Sure. They have to sort of keep going. But because, at every level, we're going to have stuff come up. But at this level you're at, whether you're trying to get your first $1,000 client, your first $5,000 client, I'm going to do my best, and you guys are going to want to participate and like comment as much as you can. And if you're watching the replay, watch the replay, but comment. So I can help you shift your mindset. If I can help you shift your mindset and your energy and your emotions, people are going to come out of nowhere to talk to you about what you do and to ask you how they can work with you. And I'm not just saying that because it sounds good. I have been living on this premise for 14 years, right? I've been a solopreneur, I've been a therapist, I've been a healer. And I was laying in bed in London. This is in 2010, I want to say 2010, about. And I was laying in bed, and I had been in London for about a week, and I was staying at this gorgeous apartment. I was staying with a friend who lived by Hyde Park, and I would go to yoga every day. And I'm like hanging around London, having fun. I don't have a kid yet, so I had nothing to do but hang out. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, what am I doing here? And I maybe had 2 clients. And then I'm connected to source. I pray a lot. I talk to my angels. I manifest. I call things in. But I'm just like having a rest. And the message that came in was, if you knew how busy you were about to get, you would take some time for yourself, right? So I took 10 days to myself, wondering why I had been guided to come to London and to stay with my friend who lived at apartment number 11. I had arrived on September 11th, 2010. And it was like all these 11s were everywhere. They followed me everywhere. I ended up meeting a woman in London who knew a ton of people in her network. And I worked. So I take the train down to Paris from London, under the water. And I go to Paris and I work on 1 or 2 people on a Monday. And I was flying back to the States on like a Saturday. From Monday to Saturday, I had 22 clients to see, because every client that I saw referred me to 2 or 3 more people. And I saw so many people. I did so many channelings and sessions, and I was carrying my backpack full of crystals and cards all over Paris. I was taking the metro. It was like crazy. And they all were so happy with their sessions that I ended up going down to Geneva, doing sessions for people in Geneva. And then I was doing sessions, and then they came to see me in Vegas to do it was crazy town. So the reason that I'm saying all of this is because I did not know anything about Facebook at the time. I did not have Facebook. I was probably on Facebook to share like pictures of me and my girlfriends going out to the beach. That's all we did. Like nobody was using Facebook for business back then. And anyway, it was word of mouth. It was intentional. It was like core level power. So I would walk through Whole Foods in Las Vegas, on Las Vegas Boulevard. If you guys don't know, it's the brand new Whole Foods. It's been there now for a lot of years. But when I first walked through it back then, I don't know, 09, 08, it had just sprung up like a mushroom. So I've been living in Vegas. I had a house in Vegas. I had a place in LA. I was going back and forth. Also in Europe, I've always been kind of a nomad. And I just had this powerful intention that I wanted to share my gifts and my message when it comes to angels and working with angels on Las Vegas Boulevard. And I had that intention. The next thing I know, I come back from Switzerland, I come back from France, and I meet the owner of the yoga studio that just opened inside Whole Foods. Like fucking mind-boggling. Because first of all, who knew that a yoga studio would ever open on Las Vegas Boulevard inside a Whole Foods? Like that had never been done. I think they were the first one ever to do that. And her name is Jada Tam. And her husband invited me to teach at their studio. And she and I became really good friends. And then I became a really busy teacher in Las Vegas because I ran into her, because she gave me a chance, because she even named my course, Meditating with Angels. She called it out. I mean, it was like this crazy snowball. Now, the snowball began with a desire in my core, a desire in my heart. It did not begin buying a course. It did not begin with like Facebook likes. Like we didn't have Facebook back then, you guys. Like we did not have Instagram. I just want to bring it home that if you aren't a social media girl, that your gift, your power, your connection to source, your connection to all that is enough to have sales. Because I've seen it. So then let me finish the story. I go on to become a really popular teacher in Vegas. People come to all my courses. They wait outside the door to get their readings. And they all start to ask me if I can teach them what I do, right? I have only been a healer professionally for 2 years, and people are already asking me to certify them to become certified healers. And I go, why don't you go do it down there? This woman has written 50 books. And they were like, no, we want you to train us. So I charged the same amount as the very famous author who wrote all the books. I charged the same amount, and they all still wanted to learn it for me. So go figure. So I certified them to become healers, and then they went on to have their own practice, to have their own website, to have their own thriving practice as healers and practitioners. So it's about activating that force and that power and that wish inside your heart that you are here to share your gift and your purpose with the world. And it begins with you. We cannot wait for people out there to validate the fact that this is needed. We decide this is needed because we are powerful creators. Does that make sense? Can I get a hell yes or a heaven yes? More like it. Heaven yes. I actually think I'm channeling the course that I wanted to give you guys today. This is so funny. When you think you know, this is what happens. So really my purpose in holding that space for 5 days is for you to get as many downloads, as many activations, as many like, yes, I am showing up to sell this. But I have to tell you, in the scheme of things, there wasn't much thinking around selling ever when I became a full-time healer. It was a lot about getting on my knees and praying for God to give me the power and the strength to overcome my problems and my limitations and my depression and all the crap I was going through. And my desire to serve and be of service was very humble. It was very, very humble. And it's, to be honest, really still is. This whole course, this whole free class, followed by the 2 weeks we're going to do on sales, that whole intention, it was 100%. It 100% came on the beach at 6 a.m. on a Sunday morning with God. And I did not know this was going to come through me. I really went because I had been feeling a little disconnected from God. I've been dating someone, I've been traveling, I'm moving, my son, all the things. And I needed to pause and just spend 2-3 hours praying, meditating, feeling, and just to sit with God. And so you all have probably things you can use, but I have like a little book on different passages of the Bible, and it helps recenter me, and it helps me feel like I'm right in the world. And it helps me move through self-forgiveness, and I'm right in the world. And I know when I have these adjustments, I'm about to have some people say yes to me when it comes to one-on-one conversations. I am sweating over here. Let me get the fan to actually blow on me. And I'm looking for my notebook where I had that time. 1 second. So I'm going to look like a girl who's doing, my hair is going to blow in the wind in a minute. Ooh, look. We'll get to that part where like, the more you have fun, the more abundance comes to you. Is this helpful, by the way, if you're watching the replay? I was really just coming on here to test, and then I'm like, let's jam. I was so nervous before, like a few hours ago, because I'm like, teaching on sales, like, can I really? I know it so well, it works so well. Like I have a 95% conversion rate. That means if I get on the phone with someone, there's a really high chance this woman's gonna buy my package at any level. I've sold $4,000 packages, $1,500 packages, $20,000 packages. And I'm going to share with you the wisdom and the secrets and like what I do along at each little point of the conversation. But it begins with humility. It begins with right here. Where is your heart at? If it is to take, if it is to grab, if it is, I don't have enough, I need to take this money, if it is, this woman better sign up to work with me because I have to pay my debt. In my world, that wouldn't work. In my world, that would not work. And I have multiple six figures just sitting in the bank, right? Like to me, I'm a very wealthy woman in time, in money, in love, in health, in all the things. But I cannot live in taking. That doesn't work for me. I have desires. I meet my desires. They show up. There's like things. If you vibe with selling from the heart, if you vibe with selling to be of service, then you're going to love these 5 days. It is all going to be about awakening the heart and then you get to serve and be in touch with. And it is such a magnetic energy. It is the magnetic energy of the saints and the ascended masters that have walked the earth before us, that have inspired humanity to think of each other, to love each other, to have peace be what we are here for. Peace and togetherness and forgiveness. And I believe that we are asked to do any selling as earth angels, that we're asked to do any selling as women of faith, and we're asked to do any selling eventually. We're here to sell is the new earth. We're here to help walk humanity through the new earth. And what we're eventually going to have to be really good at selling is going to be something that people can buy. They're not able to buy the things we're going to sell eventually, but we are going to sell awakening and education and transformation. And probably the things people will pay us with is not going to have anything to do with dollars. But if you've ever had a child, if you've ever had a deal with someone and negotiate with anyone or convince anyone of anything, you know that it's sometimes the things we need to sell, the things we need to have people come with us, has nothing to do with a monetary exchange, It has nothing to do with that. We're not really exchanging money. And to be honest, when I just had a call today with a woman who wants to sign up to work with me, it's a $4,000 program. It's not cheap. It's $4,444. And she's like, it's a yes, I'm definitely signing up to work with you. I'm just going to put the money together. And that's what happens every time. I do not get on discovery calls. I don't even to be honest, I don't even attract people who get on my calendar, who get on my thing to not say yes to working with me. That's just when I'm available. I am not at all available to attract people who aren't going to be a yes. So I don't know, I must have placed an invisible filter on my webpage because my calendar does not get filled. Who aren't ready to buy from me, who aren't ready to move forward, right? I'm just gonna get a blanket because it's like getting chilly with the extra wind. So I hope this is helpful. Yeah, convincing, helping, not convincing, but guiding, being a leader, being a guide. The reason that we are all here tonight, that you were guided here, that I was just sitting on the beach, I do not need to sell anything to anyone for several years before I'm gonna need money. I just want to be really, really clear. I can move to Costa Rica tomorrow, buy a house, and just not have to work for several years. So this is about sales because I believe in the sacredness of it. This isn't about me. And when you sell, it isn't going to be about you. It cannot be about you. Okay? That's the key thing. This is how sales work. This is how you're going to get a 95% yes. Because it isn't going to be about you anymore. Let me turn this down. Okay. So then we start to look at how is the level of my heart? How is my heart doing? Do I feel like I can show up on a call with someone or on Facebook or Instagram or at a dinner party, at a store, at a Starbucks with the humans who maybe don't meditate, the humans who do not know what a chakra is. I was shocked the other day. I'm in this forum with with a ton of therapists, 6,000 therapists. And I get people who were like, what's energy healing? What is energy healing? Like, do you guys comprehend like how many people do not know 10% like of what you know? Like, you know all of this and they know this. Now, do you remember what it was like before your awakening? Do you remember how hard life was before you woke up? Think about living on the planet knowing this when you now know this. Like, if I don't know what energy healing is, I'm not aware that I'm picking up people's energy. I'm not aware that my kid is coming home from school with a ton of energy that isn't even his. So that means I don't know that he's upset because he picked energy up from a friend. That means that clearing his energy. That means his body's taking on the energy for him. That means he's getting sick. Okay, so my son's not getting sick because I don't know about energy healing. People out there, the people you see every day do not know. They don't know 90% of what you know. That means you could sell, you could guide 90% of the people out there, literally. You could sell anything to anyone because all of them would benefit from what you know. I'm looking at my son right now, and my little guy, he's 9.5 years old. And to this day, he has never been to the hospital. He's never taken antibiotics. He's never been sick. Literally, he's never had a fever. Because what? I do energy healing. If he's got anything on him, we clear it up. He's got a question. 1 second. So now that he took my phone to go do his thing, but I think what happens is when children are in this bubble of energy healing and they're in this sacred space, it's like they're more conscious of their body and they're more conscious of this, and the virus and whatever doesn't really enter the body when it's at a high vibration. I am not a doctor. If you guys are sick, please go see your doctors. I am not making any health recommendations. This is educational entertainment purposes only. I will put a disclaimer, but I know everybody's really smart here and you know what I'm saying. And out there are people who do not know what a chakra is. Out there are people who do not know what energetic cords are. Out there are people who don't know about earthing and walking barefoot on the ground, like the most basic thing. So your ability to help humanity is like extremely simple because you know so much. If you're here, you know 90% more than most people when it comes to energetics, spiritual stuff, chakras, cords, the Akashic records, meditating. You can teach people what you've learned in the last 3 months, 3 years, and you would still know more than most people you run into. Is that landing with everybody? Does that make sense? How it starts with seeing and feeling like we're enough, that we know enough. And the bullshit beliefs that we don't is a bullshit belief. It is the drama queen. Now, hopefully in this 5-day, we'll do some work on the archetypes and I'll talk about it now, but you're going to want to save your calendar and do whatever you can to sign up for my 2 weeks where we're going to just do this every day. We'll do this every day. So you get out there and you sell and you sell and you sell, not because you need the money, because you do not need the money. And I'll explain why in a minute. You do not need the money. Your sovereignty, your financial sovereignty does not come from having more money. It comes from changing how you feel about money and attracting it, manifesting it, and having it. But I got lost in the whole shenanigan. It's going to come back. Yeah, most people out there are going to need your services, are going to need your time, your efforts, your energy, your vibe. And some of their problems are so big that wiring a full payment to you is the easiest thing you're asking them to do. Asking a human who doesn't know about all the things I mentioned and all the things you teach and all the things you're a fucking expert at, when you ask them to pay you, it is the easiest thing for them to do. And they are so grateful to do it because they're like, oh my God, I just had the most mind-blowing conversation with this woman. It makes so much sense. She's going to teach me about this thing. I don't know anything about it, but oh my God, it feels so good just to talk to her. Boom. All I got to do is pay. Like, that's all I got to do. I don't have to walk on fire. I don't have to go run around naked in the forest. Think about all the things you have gone through to acquire the wisdom that you have. Think about the experiences you've had to have that are priceless, that you cannot put money on it. You cannot put a value on it because it's like they came through you. It was divine intervention and you learned a lesson that was so powerful that you distill that lesson, help people understand it, share it, live it, and they don't have to go through it. They're not going to have to go through it because you did. It's making me cry. And because you saw it, you lived through it, you get to help other people through, but they don't have to go through it with as much pain. So all you're asking them to do is sign up and commit with the energetic exchange that we have currently on the planet, which is money. But it could be hugs in a few years. It could be potatoes in a few years. It could be a blanket in a few years. The exchange doesn't matter. The exchange is a testament of commitment and of showing up for the transformation. That's it. That's all it is. When people used to pay me $120 for a 90-minute angel session, they never really paid me. They were paying themselves to show up, to lay on a table and do nothing for 90 minutes. They were paying themselves to show up so they could lay on a table and I could look at their chakras. They weren't paying me, right? None of these people are paying you. They love to learn. They love to be able to shop for that. And you as a strong soul, as a powerful soul, are standing straight and saying, I am here. I am claiming that I have a space here and I belong here and I'm supposed to be here. I am deciding it. There's a decision that has to happen and it's got to come at the level of the heart. The decision to serve, the decision that all of this is real, that God exists, you exist. There's an intelligence in the universe, whether you call it God or spirit or whatever. It exists. There's an intricate intelligence in the universe that if you cut your finger, the freaking skin grows back. I feel like I got something in my teeth. No? I need to go for a teeth cleaning. It's coming up next week. I'm sure you all wanted to know that. So we cut whatever, we break bones, and there's this life in us who just puts it all back together. It's the energy that gets all the flowers to grow, right? It's the energy that gets life to grow in our womb for us mamas out there. And then boom, the baby's all cooked and ready to go. Contractions happen, hormones change, and the baby comes out. Like, that is insane, mind-boggling, right? So could you lean back in the understanding that there is an intelligence in the universe, in your universe, in you, who is whispering gently, softly, come over here, feel this, pause, pray, feel, meditate. I call it being called by meditation. Don't seek meditation. Let meditation seek you. Just have an ear out for those moments when meditation's like, come sit by the tree. and it like kind of grabs you and it just sort of scoops you and you're like, ooh, yeah, I'll come and sit. But I don't know how to meditate. I don't know how to meditate. Who cares? Whatever. Just sit, breathe. Avoid the phone. Put the phone away. Walk without the phone. Think without the phone. Feel without the phone. Because it's like we grew our physical body, but we've got to grow our emotional body. We've got to grow our spiritual body. It's got to take more room, right? Our spiritual body's got to expand. Our aura's got to push itself out. And if you've ever heard my meditations, I'm always saying, push your aura out. And when you think you've gone far enough, go further. Push your aura up. When you think you've gone high enough, go further. Push it down. When you think you've gone far enough, go further. There's got to be an energetic tallness to us, a very big tallness. Like people have got to feel that you're walking into the room before you walked into the room. That's owning your power. Your yes coming from above. It's coming because the top of your aura is pinned to the top of the galaxy and you are coming in. You're claiming your seat. You're claiming your space. And that's at the level of the heart. It's at the level of your gut, your inner life. It's not up here. This is going to decide, and this is just going to listen. Your head is going to listen to your heart. So my son took my phone, so I can't see comments anymore, but hey, hi everybody. I'm just jamming on what's coming through me before the call. Hey, I told you this was going to be a surprise every day. I have no idea what's coming. I was sitting on the beach, releasing guilt and shame. And then I got this download that I needed to teach on sales. And here we are. Here we are. So archetypes, the drama witch, the beliefs. In my current group, I have ladies in a WhatsApp group called the Ping Pong Queens. And what they do every single day, and I find them so courageous to do this. And I feel a little less alone because I've been doing this for so many years and now they're all like doing it with me. And a lot of other clients used to do it in the course, but never like on WhatsApp with us ping-ponging together. And what they do, what I hope you all will do, is that we set big ass goals. And sometimes they're goals for the week on getting our taxes done on time. Sometimes they're about getting up early. Sometimes they're about working out a bit more. Sometimes they're about our mates or dad or kids. And we trigger our mind to tell us why this specific area in our life is difficult, why there's opposition, why it's so freaking hard to send the email or to get the $3,000 package, to have someone freaking show up for it. And they sit there and they release and they ping pong. And what that looks like is what I hope you all will end up doing with me today. And we'll do it in the group together. It's around, why would I be opposed to sell? Fill in the blank. And what I thought we could do, what I was guided to do, is to invite you to think of items you want to sell in your house to start with. Now, of course, if you have a business and you're like, let's go with the business, do that. But I want to help you get over the hung up and the hung up on sales for anything. Sometimes we sell a $20 item and then the next one is going to be 50 and then the next one is 200. But it's about analyzing, listening, feeling, clearing, and identifying the blocks to selling anything. So before we sell your time, your services, your wisdom, you could even start selling things that are around your house that you were like, I need to see if anyone else needs this. Yeah. So we sit there and we go, why would you be opposed to sell whatever? And then they hear an opposition. I'm opposed to selling my package because I don't know where the people are. Where are the people? Where are the humans? They're not coming to me. I don't have anyone asking to work with me. And as the person shares, she self-identifies that this is a belief coming from her inner victim. The victim will sound like that. So she can now have, like, there's the boss over here going, we're going to sell this. And then there's the victim who's like, but we don't know how, but there aren't any people, but we're not visible. Anyway, so we work through that, and they validate, they identify, and they release. And then they go again. And then the other person goes, and then they go again. And this is the way it calls ping pong, because we go back and forth until they no longer have any oppositions. So one of the girls in there was like, I've never had a discovery call. I have 2 websites and I've never had a discovery call. And she's been clearing with me. She's been releasing, and she's had, I think, 4 or 5 now. No, she hasn't sold all of them. She's only sold 1. I'll have to ask her how she's doing with that. But no discovery calls for months, to having a bunch all of a sudden and selling 1. It's pretty cool, right? It's better than what she used to get. And what she did was clear her oppositions to selling, right? All right, so I hope I inspired you guys to get out there, to get over yourself, and to be willing to dive into these archetypes with me this week, these blocks, and to sort of identify, maybe it's not that I'm not good at selling. Maybe it's that my heart, my vibe isn't fully invested in it. Maybe it's not that I'm not good at selling, but that there's a little bit of a vibrational mismatch between what I'm selling and what my energy is behind. So energetic mismatches can be like, well, I really, really want to sell that, but nobody's probably ever going to buy that. So I'm going to sell this instead because that's what feels like what people are selling, but I really want to be selling that. And an energetic mismatch isn't going to attract people to you because you're not listening to what you want. Your energy is over here, and the people's energies maybe whatever over somewhere else, and you're not aligning. There's like a mismatch happening. So if your energy is here, that's all you need to then make sure people come in for that. Sell whatever you can get your energy behind. If you believe in what you sell, if you try it on and you're like, yeah, now you may not know you like selling it until you sell it. Like I did not know I loved talking about sales until I started to talk about sales. And to be honest, when we're a channel, when we're a hollow channel for divine truth to come through us, when we are willing to pray and meditate and pause, there isn't a lot of thinking. We just get shit done, and we don't really analyze it. And if I'm in my head, I'm in my wound. Okay, if I'm in my head, I'm in my victim. I'm in my wounds. I'm in my stories, and my stories come from parts inside me. Like there's the judge, the critic, the doubter, the critical voice of my older sister, the critical voice of my mom. They're almost never there anymore because I've identified, validated, released, right? Like they would have said things like, who do you think you are? You don't get to do that. Don't you love those ones? It's like, who do you think you are? I mean, everyone's got that one. Like everyone has the aunt or the sister or the sibling who's like, who do you think you are? You don't know more than me, right? I love those. Now I just think they're cute because they don't block me anymore, Or I don't know enough. I don't know enough. The wounded inner child. I can't ask for help because people won't help me. And if I ask for help, I get in trouble. So I'll never have what I want. And what I want, I never get to have. Other people get to have it, but I don't. And that's the wounded inner child. And it sounds like a few different ways, right? Now, the internalized judge, the internalized critic will beat you up inside. It will say things like, you're so dumb. You don't know what you're doing. Like, nobody's going to care. It sounds like a fucking bully, But it's living in your head. And that's an internalized bully. And every time anyone has a bully in their head, it's because they really, really had one in their lives. And they just recorded it and absorbed the data. So anyway, I'm going on and on about this. I hope this is really, really helpful. Because at the end of the day, it is not about your funnel. It is not about your sales strategy. It is not about your ideal client avatar. It's about your heart. It's about your heart. And is your heart here to serve humanity with what you know? Is it here to bring people in and to be a leader, but to let them make the decision to also invest in their own transformation? And you get to be the one who holds that space for them. Because afterwards you get up, you leave. Like every session I've ever given, every channel I've ever done, every reading I've ever done, I'm done. I go have dinner and dance and have fun. I don't remember anything about the reading. I get emails and messages 10 years later from people who got a reading from me. I have his book. One of my clients in Paris that I read for, I channeled this whole thing about how he was going to be an author and he was supposed to write this book. And I don't remember the session. I'm like, good luck, dude. Like, I channeled, this was the info. I'll see you later. And he kept in touch. He wrote the book. The book's published. I have it here. And it's like, he's like, you saved my life. I was in my 70s. To me, my life was over. You give me this reading, you saved my life. You guys, people don't pay you for you. They spend the money on themselves. You get to be a witness. You get to take their money as a gift to them. It's a gift to them. That I think it was even 80 euros. The sessions were 80 euros, right? But then he bought more over the years. He kept coming a couple times a year. Wrote the book. Wrote the book. It's super big. I haven't had time to read it. It's so big. He got a publisher. He got an editor. It's out there. People can go to the stores and buy his book now. Because I guess I channeled this whole thing about his divine purpose as an author and I cleared up some blocks. Who cares? I don't know what I did. I don't remember what I did. The things we do for other people doesn't stay with us, but the things we do for them stays with them forever. It stays with them forever. This is why humility has to come into play. We can't be selling stuff to people because we need it. Because if we're fully honest with ourselves, we're not here by accident, or money or security belongs in the hands of the universe, right? Money comes through people, but it comes from source. I don't work for people. I work for God. I mean, like God is my, the universe, the galaxies, the quantum field at this point is who I co-create with, right? If you think you need a human to give you $100 or 1,000 or 10,000 in order to feel safe, you'll never feel safe. You'll always be chasing money. Safety is something we have innately inside us. And I teach about this in my Emotional Success Queen course. We teach about the 3 jars. And I can't share everything tonight, but I will hopefully over the next few days. But your security could have been your security jar. Like for me, it was broken, shattered as a little girl, just shattered. My instinct that I was going to be safe on the planet, it was shattered. My dad died in the car accident. My mother got breast cancer. My brother died. Even before then, I think my glass jar just shattered, right? It was like nobody was going to take care of me. I had to take care of myself. So, but that wasn't what I came in with. We all have instinctively security inside us. It's innate. We know it. We know we're going to be safe. We know we can go do anything we want and we're going to be safe. And if you don't believe me, ask anyone who just jumps off a bridge with a cord. They have innate security. Ask anyone who jumps out of a plane with a parachute. They have innate security. Ask anyone who even gets on a plane. Like, how crazy are we to get inside a box full of metal at how many feet above the ground? Okay, safety is innate. None of us don't know that. We all know that we're safe. Like babies do the craziest shit because they know that they're safe. This is why it's dangerous to let kids run down the street, because they'll run right through traffic because they have innate security. They came with the option to have constant knowing that they are always safe. Now, the glass jar, where that safety is filled up. So let me just tell you what the glass jar is so everybody can understand. The glass jar we have an approval jar, a control jar, and a security jar. This is what Spirit showed me a few years ago. And we have an umbilical cord. We have a cord to Spirit at all times. And the universe is always checking our 3 jars. Is she feeling enough? Is she feeling approved of? Is she feeling in control? Is she feeling safe? And if our little levels go down, the universe does whatever it can to bring people in situations, anything to make sure we feel safer, more and more loved and approved of, and calm and in control. The universe fills up the jars. The universe is the only one who can fill up the jars. If we try to fill the jars up by ourselves, disaster. We actually pretty much end up emptying the jars or handing the jars over to someone to fill up. So the worst thing we do, and I've done that for years, is I did not have a security jar. So I hoped men would give me my security. I hoped I could have security through men. Did that ever work out for me? No, never. Relying on anyone external to myself for security has always led me to feel less safe. Why? Because it disconnected me even more from my higher power, even more from my spiritual practices, in order to make sure this person would feed me and give me what I needed for me to feel safe and loved and approved of and calm and in control. See, already you guys have learned more in this time you've invested watching me than 99% of the population out there. So look how much you could be selling, guiding, being of service to. Any woman who's a codependent, any married woman who doesn't make her own money, she has made her husband her source of safety. And she is, I guarantee you, in a lot of pain. You cannot do that and not be in pain. You cannot give your security jar to another human being and not experience excruciating pain. And their marriage is probably not going really well. So anyway, when we think we don't have security, we're going to seek it outside ourselves, and we're going to make some mistakes, and we are going to hope that someone can fix us for us. Nobody can fix us, but you can definitely fix yourself with the right tools and the right container and the right support. You can. Does that make sense? Leave me something below so I know you heard me and you are watching the replay and you are getting the downloads, because it will make me super happy. So already you were here for a reason. You made a really smart investment. You are significantly good and worthy. And this is the theme of this week and of the Sales Masterclass, is you are significantly good and worthy. There's nothing about you that is unworthy. There is nothing about you that is not good. You are good enough. You are a good woman, man, girl, boy. You are good. So think about those items you want to sell. Think about them. Be like, I wonder. And the last thing I want to say is, we decide that we're ready to make an offer. We decide we're ready to sell to the world. And it's an internal decision first. Yeah. Because we decide, it creates a snowball energetic effect that other people are going to be like, I kind of need this, right? I kind of need that. So just to kind of stay up to date with selling, and I get my snowball going, I like to, sometimes I'll post random stuff to sell online, just because. 20 euro thing, 30 euro thing, 50, whatever. Things I don't need. I'm moving in a few weeks, so I'm like, let me just see if my sales magic works everywhere. So I sold the most random stuff online lately, like in France. And most people in France will tell you, well, people don't have any money and everyone's really negative about sales in France. But I'm like, well, my sales magic works here. It's going to work there, and it's going to work everywhere. So I have sold at a women's event on stage. I have sold at a Ganesha center, in a spiritual center. I have sold pretty much everywhere. So I'm like, well, somebody's going to need this, and they're going to find it, and they're going to buy it. So I highly recommend that you start to invoke your sell angel, the heart of your service-oriented angel, and look at sales through the eyes of an angel, which is unconditionally loving. They have no ego. Angels do not look at sales with any judgment and ego, because they don't have any. And to think about, I don't really need this. I bet you somebody could need it more than me. But try not to give it away for free, because we all value the things we pay. Except, of course, if you want to give it to a kid who would value it, but then still, I think most kids would value it more if they worked for it a little bit. So put it online. And then hopefully in the next few days, if it's channeled, I'll walk you through an exercise to hear your subconscious oppositions. And you'll hear them even without me, but you'll hear things like, that's never going to sell, and who's ever going to need that, and all the limiting beliefs are going to come up. I know, because I get them too. Oh my God, I don't have time. You got to take a picture. You got to put a description. You got to put it up on eBay or Craigslist or whatever it is for you in your country. Yeah, somebody could need it. And it's just gathering dust. Go on eBay and look if the item you want to sell has already been sold and look at how much people have sold it for. Okay. Look at books. Books sell really easily. Bundle some books. You could bundle books together. People like to buy bundles. I've bundled all kinds of magazines my son wasn't reading. I think I sold 3 bundles, maybe made $100. Whatever. Hayden can go buy more books with it, right? But it was about just energetically exchanging. Okay, I could give it away, fine. But it was about seeing, feeling the doubts. This is never going to sell. 2, oh my God, this sold. Showing, proving to the internal drama witch that she doesn't know and that she doesn't need to look for proof that it's right. Okay, girls? Okay, ladies? Okay, goddesses? Okay, super women and extraordinary women? I have loved doing this for all of you. I do not know if I'm actually going to show up at the time I was supposed to show up to do the live because I feel like I just did the download. So we'll see. Maybe I'll be here. Maybe I won't. But watch it, comment, and at least you schedule time to show up for it. You decided to show up, so watch that. Yeah, hopefully you watch this. Obviously, I would have tagged you and been like, watch this. This is the live. If you liked any part of it, you can screenshot it. I guess take a screenshot if you want to qualify to come onto the. If you want to win stuff, I'm giving away stuff all week, including a really thorough 3-hour hypnosis regression at the end of the week. Take screenshots of my beautiful hair in the wind and maybe type up what you loved, what you got, share it with people who need to hear this message, guide them into the group. Like I said, what we're going to be asked to sell eventually in our lifetime isn't going to be probably services, but it's going to be ideas, transformations, and the new earth. So we're being really guided to learn how to do these things for that, for a bigger purpose, for a bigger mission. So I give you a big group hug. I'm big in hugs, so just feel the group hug. The squeeze. Squeeze, 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 everybody. Big group hug. And I will see you guys tomorrow. There's something about momentum and having something happen every day for consecutive amounts of days. It creates such a powerful snowball effect. And it's like, it's just going to keep going. So do your homework, find things around your house that you're like, maybe I could put that, and take a cute photo. Take nice photos. Do some color correction on one of those free apps. You can download them. If you don't have one, I can recommend some. Just make the colors pop, make it look good. Post it in your local Facebook groups, your Craigslist. Look up how much stuff like that sells on eBay and just put a price and just feel the insecurities, feel the wasted time, feel like this is never going to sell. What's the point? Hear this, because we're going to work on it. We are going to work on it. Yeah. And I want you to hear your doubter, hear your skeptic. That isn't your truth. That is a part inside your head, but it isn't your truth. All right. I love you lots. Remember, you are significantly good and worthy, baby. I'll see you soon.